Thank you. Thank you very much, and welcome to the University of Wisconsin-Rock County's Jazz Band's presentation of April in Janesville. Now, you might have heard that title somewhere, right? It's April in Paris, the standard, the Vernon Duke standard, and indeed we do have that this evening. However, tonight's concert is full of a wide variety of different kinds of styles. We just heard Red Clay, Freddie Hubbard, basically hard bop. We have other funk coming tonight. We have some other standards to play. We even have some rock, basically jazz rock, if you want to call it that way, and also a fair amount of Latin. And we have a wide variety of soloists. We heard Todd in Red Clay, as well as Enrique Chambers. We heard Sam Sheridan on trombone, and, who was the fourth? Who was it? It was Steve Carmichael, yes, ladies and gentlemen, Steve Carmichael. Yes, give him a round of applause. And I think we'll head right into our next number. It's called Mr. Magic. Now, you'll notice in your program that I don't have a concert order. I literally pick the order of the concert like 5 minutes before the concert starts. Keeps everybody on their toes, makes it lively, keep them guessing. So, Mr. Magic is our next number. And from here on out, I'm going to tell you who's soloing. It is going to feature Enrique Chambers on tenor saxophone, I do believe. Are you playing flute on this, Enrique? What do you have, flute or tenor sax, Enrique, on this one?
Tenor.
That's the thing. Enrique is a quintuple threat. And tonight we're going to hear him on tenor and flute during the concert. We also have Todd once again on cornet. Todd is playing a lovely cornet back there. And Scott Jornes is going to make his solo debut for the evening on baritone saxophone. So here it is, Mr. Magic.
Thank
Thank you. This was a fun concert to put together, and it certainly has had its ups and downs. As a matter of fact, tonight, before you, you have two people who are reading this concert. That means that they're sight reading this. Yes, I'm not going to tell you who they are. I'm one of them. No, just kidding. But yes, indeed. So this is a fun set of music as well. And with that said, I'm going to introduce the trumpet section to you before I forget their names. Over on the second trumpet, playing solos tonight many times, is Todd Deaver. You've heard him a lot tonight. Yeah, go ahead and give him a round of applause. Yes, please do. Israel Abarca is playing lead trumpet this evening. You'll hear him solo some too. Here we go. Gary Walquist is playing third trumpet. John Gullickson is playing fourth trumpet. He also solos a little bit tonight. And then Patrick Sizemore is also playing fourth trumpet. Yes, indeed. That's our trumpet section for the evening. So now we're going to continue with a tune called Blue Miles. And this is originally by Chick Corea. And Chick Corea is someone who played with Miles Davis, as a matter of fact, as a keyboardist. And then Chick Corea went off into free jazz. Miles Davis disdained free jazz, basically, although it's interesting, a few scholarly sources feel that Miles Davis played free jazz, but really, in my scholarly opinion, he didn't really like it all that much. A lot of the things sounded, okay, so what is free jazz, you're asking? Where is Jeff going with this? Remember, I teach jazz history, so if you look under your chairs, there's a quiz with a pencil. Yes. So, you know, Miles Davis inspired so many people and so many of the players and musicians and composers that we have even this evening. With this tune, Blue Miles, you know, it's Chick Corea, but this is a funky shuffle version of it. And that's the thing about jazz, too. A lot of times, you'll have pieces that originally have a certain sound, and then people play with them, literally, like take them and change the style around. But it's all in good fun. Jazz is all about freedom of interpretation in many situations. So, without further ado, we have Blue Miles. We'll be featuring on solos John Gullickson on fourth trumpet, Sam Sheridan on third trombone, Scott joining us once again on the baritone saxophone, David Viemeister on valve trombone, ladies and gentlemen. We got everything in there. Yeah, give him a round of applause. And then Enrique once again on the saxophone. All right, here we go, Blue Miles. guest Enrique Chambers on tenor sax. Steve Carmichael on lead alto sax. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you. Mr. Magic. So our next selection will feature Enrique Chambers once again, but as he makes his way over here, because we are doing the Dolphin, yes. As he makes his way over here, I'd like to acknowledge a few people who will be probably leaving us. Israel Abarca on lead trumpet. This is his second year. Of course, everybody's always welcome to come back and play with us. It's absolutely true. And indeed, John Gullickson is an alumni now, because he was a student here, and now you're going to UW-Madison, right? Yes, just say yes anyway, either way. But, you know, he comes back and plays with us, and that's the thing. We have students, we have alumni, we have semi-professionals. It's a great mix of people. It's a great experience for the students in particular. Heck, we even got a couple high school students in here. Yeah. So, but first off, Israel gets some recognition. Let's see who else is. Yes, give him a round of applause, please. Do so. Do so. Yep. And Enrique is also going somewhere. I'm not exactly sure yet, but he'll be somewhere. He is an extremely talented guy, so we'll miss him. You're always welcome to come back, but I'm giving him his due. Enrique Chambers. Yes, indeed. And I think that's it for right now, although I know Andrew is going to Luther College, and Andrew's a high school student, actually, at Craig High School, and he's going on to Luther to pursue his studies, so Andrew Moore is also going to be splitting. Sam Sheridan might be. I'll give him applause anyway, either way, so I hope you stay, but if not, then he's leaving, Sam Sheridan, yes? And that is, friends, that is the nature of what we do here. We are a transfer college. So when students come here, even for one semester, we have done our bit. And indeed, here's a shameless plug for the colleges. Our retention rates and graduation rates for transfer students are highest in the UW system. Anywhere, if you go to a 4-year and transfer, forget about it. You're not going to beat us, at least not yet anyway, and probably not for a while. So give UW colleges a round of applause. Yes. And now we go to the Dolphin. Luiz Eca is the composer of this piece. And indeed, this is arranged by Bill Holman, a well-known arranger. With that said, though, this I do want to say, and help me out, Steve, if you would. This is on the Inimitable Stan Getz, Woody Herman. In other words, this is, you know, like on an album, and it's a different kind of tune. It's really kind of long-winded. It's great. I think you'll enjoy it. I wouldn't have programmed if I didn't think so, but, you know, it's a little bit different. You'll hear what I mean. So here it is, the Dolphin featuring Enrique Chambers. you may have noticed the pages flying back there. And yeah, it was a long one. I mean, we don't have enough stands in our band room to give everybody all the stands they needed for that, so the alternative was just fling the pages. All right, next up to introduce is our trombone section. You've already met Sam Sheridan. He's playing third tonight. Pete Peterson is playing lead trombone. Yes, indeed. Longtime member. David Wiemeister playing the valve trombone. Second trombone as well. And Jim Cunningham, another old-timer. Jim, how long have you been playing with us?
Half hour.
Yes, indeed. Jim Cunningham, ladies and gentlemen, on bass trombone. Our next selection is another rock tune called Line Drive, and this is by Rob Vuono Jr. I have to admit, I don't know this gentleman's compositions, but when I look for pieces, I listen to them usually. And this one sounded like it could fit well with our band, so I selected it. Also, I should mention that we meet Wednesday evenings for an hour from 8:45 to 9:45, and they do a tremendous job with the time they're allotted. And these are all new tunes. I used to repeat tunes over the years, but I haven't done that in a few years now, and so it's challenging, and they've done a good job, so I'm just letting you know, reflective of what we're doing up here. So, here we go, Line Drive. This is going to feature the whole band. Here it is, Line Drive. Thank you. So let's see. The rhythm section, ladies and gentlemen. On auxiliary percussion, and this is something that doesn't happen very often. This is rare. And I'm really glad that she stepped up to play set. And she's a fine set player. By the way, if you're around on Friday, you can hear the UW-Rock County Jazz Combo playing for the Taste of Culture Foundation fundraiser. There are tickets, but you can sneak in from the downstairs. Don't tell anybody I told you. You can sneak in from downstairs and listen, from downstairs if you wanted. But anyway, Wendy Anderson Markow is going to play drum set on Besame Mucho. That's coming up, so go ahead, switch. It's time. And there she is, Wendy Anderson Markow. Yes. Brendan Keenane is playing set most of the time, but he's going to switch to auxiliary for this one. So there's Brendan. Indeed, yeah. The ubiquitous Jerry Lair on electric bass. And Dana Carper on keyboards. Oh yes, how could I forget Andrew Moore on guitar. So, Besame Mucho is next. Consuelo Velazquez. Forgive my Spanish, I should know how to say it now, shouldn't I? This one's arranged by Mike Tomaro, an arranger that we use a lot for our big band. So, here it is, Besame Mucho. And by the way, this features Pete and Enrique playing a nice little duet in here. Pete Peterson, trombone. Enrique Chambers, flute. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, so I've been interspersing kind of funky tunes with different styles, Latin. We eventually have April in Paris as standard. Our next one is a bit of a funkier tune, Don't Steal My Stuff by Gordon Goodwin. This is going to feature Pete and Israel, once again playing a duet throughout this number. But I want to give a shout out to our high school programs in the area, because we've had so much talent come through UW-Rock County over the years, and so many places have strong programs, like Beloit Memorial High School, Craig High School, Parker High School, other places around here, Delvin Darien, etc., and the list goes on. And many of those students that have come through here have gone on to places like Berkeley out east, like Northern Illinois, like UW La Crosse, etc. And so we're so fortunate to have these schools in our area to help feed into us, and then that helps us to make great music. And these are people that come together. So let's just give a round of applause to jazz programs around the world, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. Don't steal my stuff. Trombonist Israel Abarca, lead trumpet. Peterson, trombone. Scott Jornes, trombone. Or as I say, baritone sax. Sam Sheridan, trombone. Thank you. All right. Those of you who were fooled into thinking that April in Janesville meant all standards, well, here is time for your revenge, ladies and gentlemen. And indeed, the beginnings of this band back to 2003 involved all types of standards. And we played this regularly, actually. But I felt like bringing it back. And I didn't know I was going to name the concert April in Janesville, but it just has a nice ring to it. So here is April in Paris, the Vernon Duke standard. We're going to feature Israel on trumpet as the soloist. trombone, Pete Peterson. Abarca on trumpet. One more time. One more once. That's it. Thank you. Thank you very much. And now I'd like to introduce Mr. Steve Carmichael. And it's been great having Steve here, and I hope he'll stay for a long time. He teaches a music literature class in the fall, and he's teaching music in the United States right now, but he is pursuing a doctoral degree in saxophone performance. As a matter of fact, his defense for his dissertation is May 5th on Friday. So I encourage you, it's going to be like over there in the music building, right? And they let people in, don't they? The public, right? Yeah. Well, crash it anyway. Go and cheer him on as he defends his dissertation. Yeah, right. However, I'm going to let him take over the stage here, and he's going to lead and play in a Tower of Power chart known as Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. Who what? Who are the saxophonists? Well, we have one other tune. But since Sam has so boisterously pushed me into introducing the saxophone players, we have Enrique Chambers on tenor saxophone and flute, ladies and gentlemen. Kaylee Scoville on second alto saxophone. You know Steve already. And we do have Sarah Hemmerly on second tenor saxophone. Josh Rivera on second baritone saxophone, also first. And Scott Jornes on first and solo baritone saxophone. Take it away, Steve. Yes. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yes, indeed. Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. You know, I just found out today that this is actually a ride at Disney. I had no idea. Yeah. All right, so we are going to end our concert this evening with another standard, Georgia, on my mind, Hoagie Carmichael. Well, let me tell you a little more about Steve. You know, Steve actually played. Now, we do a lot of Sammy Nestico in here, right? He played in the Sammy Nestico band. And he led the Carthage College Jazz Ensemble for a few years. Indeed, a former student, Melissa LaChance, her name is now Melissa Biggin, she never was a student here. She was in the youth orchestra, but then she went out to Carthage and actually worked with Steve. So it's a small world out there. In addition, there are lots of thank yous in the program. We have some things coming up. I won't read them out to you, but I'm excited to let you know that we're going to host a telethon here in the fall, October 11, 12, and 13, tying in with our collage concert to support the UW-Rock County Foundation. And I'm inviting any and all groups who want to come and play, rock bands, church choirs, anything, because it's an effort to help support the campus and the students. So look for it. It's October 11th, 12th, and 13th. You'll see news about it for sure. With that said, though, we end our concert featuring, wherever he went, Steve Carmichael playing Georgia. Yeah, Steve Carmichael, ladies and gentlemen. About as soulful as you'll hear it. Thanks so much, Steve. Pleasure. Thank you very much for coming, everybody. Have a good evening. Hope to see you soon.